wanna be more like you. Every day, Lord, more like you. I wanna be someone you shine through, Lord, more like you. I wanna be more like you. Every day, Lord, more like you. I wanna be someone you shine through, Lord, more like you. I wanna be more like you. Every day, Lord, more like you. I wanna be someone you shine through, Lord, more like you. I wanna be more like you. Every day, Lord, more like you. I wanna be someone you shine through, Lord, and all more like you. And all the world will see it's you and shine across the world. And though I may fall down, you pick me up, shine across the world. And all the world will see it's you and shine across the world. And though I may fall down, you pick me up, shine across the world.
Time I look to you, I see the world differently because of you. I am free. And every time I look to you, I see the world differently because of you. I am free. 'Cause even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you. 'Cause even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you. I am free. I know your love watches over me to guide me in my everyday because of you. I am free. I know your love watches over me to guide me in my everyday because of you. I am free. Yeah. Even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you. 'Cause even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you. I am free. Every time I look to you, I see the world differently because of you. I am free. And every time I look to you, I see the world differently because of you. I am free. Yeah. Even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you. Even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you.
Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions podcast with Brent Bailey. And at the tech booth, Jody Bailey and Luke Cardio. We are growing our circles of connections and knowledge together with encouraging conversations and positive communications. And now, Brent Bailey.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions. It's Monday, February the 15th. It is President's Day, and I'm joined right now over at the tech booth by Jody and Luke. And guys, I want to take a moment right now to do something very special before we get going.
Yes.
Today is Peyton's birthday.
Woo!
Come on in here, good
Happy
big man.
birthday, son.
Is it gonna? Oh, you're gonna be behind Mommy and Luke.
Yeah.
All right, so there he is. Stick your head in here so everybody can see you. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday.
We are so excited for you. This is a big birthday, isn't it? How old are you? 10.
10 years old.
This is a milestone for you.
It
so
is.
we love you. Happy birthday. What do you want for your birthday?
Oh.
You don't know. Okay. Well, good, because you're not getting anything.
Yeah, exactly. Your birthday came at Christmas.
Yeah. All right. Happy birthday, buddy. We love you.
Yeah, you got your next 5 birthdays for Christmas. No.
Exactly.
All right. Wave and say goodbye. Okay.
Get that. Get the
All right. Let's
balloon.
get your balloon out of here. Happy birthday, pal. We love you.
Happy
birthday.
All
birthday.
right. Go on. All right. So we got a lot to talk about today. I got
We
a
do.
super guest for you today. I've got
Yes.
the daughter of Myles and Ruth Munroe. Charisa Munroe is
Yeah.
with us today.
Yes.
She's got a lot of great things to say as Peyton goes out of the room. So,
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, Jody, we got lots to talk about.
We
What's
do.
going on
Today-
in the country today?
Today is President's Day, which is
It
why
is.
you just saw Peyton these
Out
nights
of school. That's right.
Because it's President's Day today. So a lot of kids out of school off. In fact, I heard that our nephew has 2 Mondays off.
Wow.
And I remember having 2 Mondays off as well. So today and the following week.
Was President's
One
Day
is
always out? Because I remember sometimes it would be out and sometimes it wouldn't.
You know what? It all depended where you're at. I mean,
think it was. I think it's always been
it's
out.
supposed to be.
Because it's President's Day, I believe, and you can fact check me.
Fact
I
check.
believe is like the day that we celebrate all the presidents' birthdays instead of like, we're going to
Yes.
celebrate this
All
person's
right.
birthday,
Right.
this person's
Exactly.
birthday.
So happy
But-
birthday
but-
to
but
all of the past
I
presidents.
think it's just Lincoln and Washington, though, right?
I think it is, yeah.
Because they're both born in
Yeah.
February.
Right.
All right.
So, yeah, very cool,
Well,
right?
anyway.
So, happy President's Day.
Happy President's
and
Day.
then it's National Wisconsin Day.
Ooh, the Badgers.
Wisconsin,
Get
yeah.
some cheese in here. Hey,
Yeah.
someone, can we get the catering in here?
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
something we probably should start.
Yeah,
I would.
Seriously, if you'd like to come and be our caterer on
yeah.
this program, let us know.
Wisconsin, I've been there. Has any of you been to,
I've
been to
never been.
Wisconsin?
No.
I
actually
I
went
have.
to, I flew into
Yes, I
Madison.
have.
Flew into
Yeah.
Madison, and then we did a weekend youth retreat in Wisconsin Dells,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of like Branson, Missouri, or Gatlinburg. It's one of those kind of, weekend
Oh, cool. Yeah.
fun type
Getaway
cities.
type of
Yeah,
place.
and there's
Yeah.
lots of parks and go-karts and water parks and things like that there. So it's
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a beautiful country.
Yeah,
up
I've
there.
been
It's
to
like
Madison,
Midwest
I believe.
Orlando.
Yeah, exactly. So happy Wisconsin Day. All right, what else? Today's what?
National Gumdrop Day.
I was going to say, what is the food today? It's a
the
candy.
food day. That's a candy. You know, gumdrops. I mean,
Yeah, they're okay.
they're okay.
They're okay.
I mean, if you can, I will.
What
I'll
are those
get,
one gumdrops that you always get at Halloween time? You know what I'm talking about? In the box.
Yeah, in the box, right?
They're actually called gumdrops.
They
Are
are.
they?
Yeah.
Yellow box.
I thought they were like something
Yeah,
drops.
exactly.
I thought they were like something drops.
I like them. They're good. They're
Yeah.
not.
They just get stuck in your teeth.
I
They
don't.
do,
I
yes.
don't always go and pick those, but
Right.
if they're there,
And there's
always-
nothing else, and you have a
they're
sweet
fruity
tooth.
and they're good.
I always expect them to be fruitier though. Like I expect them to be like a fruit snack, but then there's like not as tangy.
You
yeah,
know,
it's not a
they're
over.
really a lot like kids' chewable vitamins. Gummy vitamins.
Accurate.
To be honest with
They
you.
are.
Accurate. Good, Jody. Good.
Exactly. And then the last day is a day that we are aware of Luke. Singles Awareness Day.
Oh, hey, yes.
Single Awareness Day. So that's not just talking about like $1 bill Awareness Day. That's singles.
Ladies, you can find me
Right.
on Facebook. You can find my Facebook. I'm
Luke
accept-
Ariel.
You can DM me. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
You just
kidding.
watch.
So
Keep your phone off during this program.
in all seriousness, what is this day for? Is it to
It's to
just to
acknowledge.
make all of those folks who are single to be you're
Listen.
hey, you're single.
But listen,
Remember.
there are a lot of people that choose to be single.
No, I agree, but why? What's the point behind having a single awareness day? I mean, don't people aren't they aware?
No.
Because we're a minority. And
Aren't-
we
You know what it
deserve-
is? You know why?
We deserve recognition.
You know what yesterday was, right?
What?
You know what yesterday was?
Sunday?
Oh.
Valentine's Day.
Yep.
So the Monday after Valentine's or the day after Valentine's
Singles.
Day is
That makes
always
sense.
Singles Awareness
That
Day.
makes sense.
Okay. Here's
So-
what it says. How to observe it is to take a closer look at the single people in your life. They may not need a matchmaker, just someone who doesn't see them as a fifth wheel.
Right.
Amen. Yes. Yes.
I don't see Luke as a fifth
I
wheel.
don't either. I just see
yeah,
him
I
as
don't-
part of the family.
Yeah. Thank
I
you.
You're welcome.
But also, I don't really hang out with a whole lot of married people.
There
so-
was a post at
Well,
one
the-
time, though, where there's a picture of me and Luke, and he's looking at his phone, and he's talking about, I don't understand why I have two Charizards or some kind of Pokemon thing. And the response that I have on it is like, it's because you need a girlfriend.
Exactly.
Anyway,
With that,
that's what's going on around the country, and I'm really excited about our guest today. So let's jump into it and expand your search. My guest today is someone that we've had the pleasure of meeting up with several times in such exotic locations like Hawaii, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, those kind of places. And it was someone that we got to kind of observe as she stood in the shadows, really, of her parents, Dr. Myles and Ruth Munroe. Now, she is an influential motivational speaker. She's activating action in individuals and organizations across the world. She is sharing the foundational message of purpose and hope, and that was something that has been instilled into her by her parents. Please welcome to the program from cold Chicago, Illinois, but originally from the Bahamas. Please welcome Charisa Munroe. Hi, Charisa. So good to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It is such an honor and a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen you. How have you been, first of all, and then let's move on to talk about how things have been during COVID.
I've been well. I've been good. There's been a lot of adjustment in the last, I want to say maybe 18 months, but I have been good. I have been trying to stay strong, stay positive. You know, with everything that happened with my brother and I over the last 6 years, we have, you know, good days and bad times, bad days, good times. But, you know, you just learn to manage them. I don't know that it ever gets easier, but it does get manageable. I think we just get stronger in managing the grief and managing the pain and the loss. And there's so much of my parents around us all the time, like we could never get away from it. So we just learn to manage it. But otherwise, we are doing very good. Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, I know that it would probably it would be kind of hard to get away from it because they had such a strong influence on so many people. We were talking as we were getting prepared for the show to come on today. My producer actually said, you know, that Dr. Munroe had such a strong influence on his life, and I'm sure it's like that wherever you go.
Yes, we get that one line everywhere I go. Like my DMs, I mean, they are flooded and inundated with people just expressing how much my parents, both my mom and dad, how much of an inspiration and an influence they have had in their life, on their lives. And, you know, even people who didn't know him when he was very much present with us, they got a hold of a YouTube video or they got a hold of a book, and they're like, man, I didn't know him when he was alive, but I have listened to his teaching and it is changing me. And so that is what I call like true, powerful, influential leadership. When, even when you're gone, new generations and new people are finding your work and finding your name, and you are changing lives even beyond that. And so I've always told my dad, I don't want to be like him. Like I aspire to be so much greater and better.
Yeah. And of course, some folks would hear that and you think, really, that's a tall order, but that's exactly what he believed, that every generation coming after had to do more than what he did.
That is exactly what he would want. Like his life's goal and mission was to reproduce himself in everyone that he came in contact with. So if he wasn't multiplying and reproducing what he was in everyone that he touched, then his work was in vain. As far as he's concerned, I should be making you better than me. I don't want to make you me. I don't want to just make you, I actually want to be greater than you think you can be.
Yeah.
And so there's so many people across the world over the years, over the time, that when you listen to them talk, or you listen to them teach, or you listen to just the way that they are perceiving things now, you can hear a little bit of him. You can hear a little bit of his knowledge and his wisdom, whether it's purpose or potential or leadership or kingdom or vision or family. Like those were his platforms. And he just was a maverick in all of it.
Yeah. And now I know that you're the president of the Myles and Ruth Munroe Foundation and the vice president of Munroe Global Incorporated. Tell us about what those, what's the foundation up to, and then what's Munroe Global doing? I know that that's the ministry that carried on, but just talk to our listeners and our viewers about what those things are doing now.
And I'll talk about Munroe Global first, only because it's more brief. But Munroe Global is what we have. It was formerly known as Myles Munroe International. And so that is what my dad used to do his ministry from, his traveling ministry, speaking ministry, any government consulting was under Myles Munroe International. And then now that he's no longer here, we have repackaged it as Munroe Global, rebranded it. And that's just where we have all of his intellectual properties. So we are reproducing his books and his teachings and CDs and DVDs. And that's what we're using Munroe Global for. And so that's just for us to continue to get the word out, to continue to get his teachings out, to continue to get all of his books out. And so when we ask people to donate to, especially to Munroe Global, that allows us to continue to increase and involve in all of the information that he's left us, repackage it, reproduce it, reprocess it, and put it back out there. And that way, it may have been in one format during his generation or during his time, but we're also able to reformat it for the next generation, depending on, the level of technology and advance and so forth and so on. And then we established the Myles and Ruth Munroe Foundation right after my parents passed, within that year. And that was us wanting to continue the very heart of their values and beliefs, to continue. So like literally my parents live on through the Myles and Ruth Munroe Foundation. Their love for people, their love for leadership, their love for service and the community. So those are the 4 areas that we touch and that we work through and work by. And so when we are doing humanitarian work, we are servicing the communities. We have a disaster relief fund. So, whether any type of like hurricanes or any type of weather disturbance that affects countries, especially your third world countries, or your underdeveloped countries, like your Caribbean countries, African countries, we have a heart. My dad had a big heart for Africa. And so we still maintain our connection there. And so when he was big on education as well. He was also big on information and knowledge. And so with the Myles and Ruth Munroe Foundation, we have an educational scholarship that we give to persons that qualify based on their candidacy. And because we want to help people who would not have been able to help themselves. Even if you are, you may have gotten 75,000 or 75% of your tuition, and you need the other 25% met. If you meet the qualifications, we would help. Because he was big on it. He was very, very big on education. And we have just kept all of their values. And then leadership adoption, leadership mentoring is one of the things that I think we will, if we can pass it on from one generation to the next in this Munroe legacy, we will do that, because that was my dad's vision, to transform followers into leaders and leaders into agents of change. And so one of the other things that we're working on through the foundation is the Munroe Institute. And with that is actually when we want to bring every aspect of my parents' platform, from purpose to vision to leadership to marriage to family to kingdom. And we want to make a resource for people to be able to come to be able to get any type of format of any of those information or teaching or knowledge, whether they need digital, whether they need the book, whether they need a magazine, and whatever it is. It's almost like it's going to be this huge international library that we would have used to expand. So we're going to be working on that. Like we're actually working on that right now.
Oh my goodness, and what an undertaking that sounds like. And man, we're praying for you that just goes so smoothly and that you can get that up and running. Now let's talk about you. I know that you've kind of branched off on your own and are doing the in Chicago, which it boggles the mind to think that you grew up in the Bahamas and spent lots of time in Florida, and then you go to Chicago where it's just like the frozen tundra. And I'm proud of you for breaking off on your own, but you've started something called Power Edge Moments. Let's talk about that. Tell us a little bit about it.
And I've moved around over the last 20 years of my life. I lived in the Bahamas up until I graduated high school. And then when I went off to college, I went from college in Oklahoma to college in Michigan to working in Texas to working in California, then working in Florida for 9 years, and then got married. And that's why I'm in Chicago. No other reason would I be in Chicago, following the husband of my life. So here I am. But yes, so Power Edge, anything, whether it's Power Edge Moments or whether it's just Power Edge, like Power Edge for me and my personal brand was just me being this, like I'm this very edgy, risque, though you can't tell me no, like I don't take no for an answer, I'm that very adventurous type of gal, but I'm also very like strong, and I think I'm very powerful in my skills and my influence and that sort of thing. And so to put those together, hence we have Power Edge. And so Power Edge Moments are usually, they can be either little snippets that I may just be talking about something. I'm actually going to be working on a few more of those to put out on social media, where I'm just taking a minute or two or three to encourage, inspire, and influence someone on a particular thought or a particular topic or on a particular perspective or idea that I want to bring forth. And so it's just the sitting on the edge. It's like being on the edge, and you're not going to jump, but everybody doesn't like the edge. Nobody wants to get to the edge because they're too scared. No one wants to get to the edge and look down. And I'm like, no, take me to the edge. Let me feel that rush. And I get so much power out of that because everyone won't do that. And so.
And what do you think it is about going to the edge that does that? What is it that causes that rush for that?
For me, I don't know. Like, I'm your skydiver. I'm your, give me a gun and let's go shooting in the gun range. I'm your, so the way my friends coin it, they tell me if something isn't going to kill you, you don't like it. Like that's
like moving to Chicago in the winter.
And as bad as it may sound, it's true. Like if it's not something that's really risky, that's gonna make my heart throw up, that's gonna make it kind of like beat fast and make me have palpitations and be like, I'm your bungee jumper. You're like that's just me. And I've always been that way. But my dad was that way.
Okay.
My dad was that way. And skydiving, for instance, was one of the things that out of the four of us, me, my brother, my mom, my dad. He and I were the only two that were interested. So we were supposed to do it together at some point. And unfortunately, we never did. So when I skydove last year, I did it on Father's Day in honor of him.
Oh,
that was my first time. Let me tell you, if I can do that every year, a couple times a year, I am there for it. So yeah, Power Ed comes from that being me. Like that's, and even having a foundation, a nonprofit, when you have to go, like you have to go out there when you're in a nonprofit organization. Money don't just come to you. People don't just come to you. The resources don't necessarily just come to you. You have to go after it. And you have to ask. And not everybody wants to ask. And so I'm big on asking. And then when you tell me no, like I'm that person who's going to come back again. Okay, yeah, you told me no yesterday. Okay, I'm here again to ask again. You told me no last week. Okay, I'm going to come. Like, that's me. And they're going to give just because they're probably more annoyed. Let me get this girl off my back. But I'm going to get it done.
That's so awesome. Now, you've also written a 31-day devotional called Empowerment for Everyday Living.
I have.
Tell us a little bit about that.
This book came about within 2 years after my parents passed. And I, of course, death, grief, loss, all of that is a process. But all of that, it's for the weak, it's for the strong, it's for the whoever. But nonetheless, everybody's journey is different. Everybody handles those things differently. And for me, there were certain principles that I employed during that time in order for me to wake up every morning, in order for me to wake up and smile, in order for me to wake up, smile, and get dressed, in order for me to wake up, smile, get dressed, and go to work and want to be out there. Like, there were things that I had to tell myself. There were things that I had to do. There were some beliefs that I had to really and truly maximize on because it's difficult, it's hard. And so people kept asking me for like 2 years straight, how are you able to blank? How are you able to stand on stage and still speak? How are you able to talk about them and how are you able to do this? How are you able to lose all what you've lost and go with you? And I'm like, look, first of all, it ain't just on my strength. And then I may say, I've maybe learned the act of saying no, or maybe I sweat the small things because I realized small things do matter. And so I would be telling this story, these little things over and over again. And a friend of mine said, you know what? You just need to put all of these principles that you walk in right now in a book. And that way you're able to say, when someone asks you that question, say, you know what? Read this book. And so there are 31 days of principles that I applied and are still applying to my life that has helped me to keep going, that has helped me to find joy, that has helped me to find the peace that's needed, that has helped me to walk this grief journey and this what could sometimes be a lonely journey and what can sometimes be an unhappy journey. And then also what has given me, the happiness and the laughters and the life that I need to fulfill this purpose that I know I'm still here to fulfill. And so all of those principles have empowered me. Like, it's one thing to know what your purpose is, but then it's one thing to actually act on it. And sometimes the acting requires a personal empowerment. And if you don't feel empowered, you may have knowledge or you may have discovered something, but you're not doing something with it. And so my desire is to have my life be an example to someone else that can empower them to, when they thought, man, I don't want to live anymore tomorrow. And if she did it, so can I. Or if I apply this one principle, it can get me from 1 hour to the next.
That's
and
incredible.
So that's what this is about.
I love the line that you have written in your bio as we wrap this up here. It says, death brought life to my name, a life that I was initially not ready for, but one that I now embrace because I realized I was prepared for it. That is such a powerful statement. And we are just so happy to see you continuing on and really standing on your own and becoming the greater version that you want to become. I'm so grateful for your time today and for coming and being on the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
We hope to see you at one of the events soon. I'm hoping that Bob, I know Bob watches every episode, so I know that hopefully we'll see you and your brother at one of the events.
I will be there. Thank you.
All right. God bless. Have a great rest of your day. All right.
Bye-bye.
That's Charisa Munroe. And now let's stop for directions. When you meet someone like Charisa and of course her family, you see that somebody who has the impact and influence that her parents had, it would cause you to kind of question everything when somebody like that gets taken out of the picture. There was an article that was written several years ago that it's called "What to Do When You Lose Your Anchor." And the great thing about speaking to somebody like Charisa is even though the giant shadow that was cast by her parents is real, it also provided a space for her to have something birthed in her life that would give her the power to step out and do more. John chapter 10, verse number 10 says this: "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy." But Jesus said these words, and I believe that someone like Charisa has grabbed a hold of this part of the scripture that says, "I came that they may have life and have it abundantly." You know, you may be living in your life right now where things have been taken away from you because of COVID and because of economic reasons, and maybe your anchor has been taken away from you. Maybe the thing that you've guided your life by has been rocked and has been killed or stolen from you or destroyed. Friends, the relationship with God that is important for each one of us to have is what can cause us to rise from those ashes and live more abundantly. I want to encourage you today that God didn't send his son so that you could live hopelessly with nothing left to live for and nothing, just to sit back with great memories and just do nothing. God sent his son so that you can live your life, regardless of what's been taken away from you, and live it to the fullest. That's what I saw when I was speaking to her today. That's what I heard from someone who has risen up and has grabbed life and is living it to its fullest. I hope that you'll do the same. Embrace what Jesus has done for you. Live your life to the fullest. That's going to wrap it up for the show today. I'm so grateful to Jody and Luke for another great program. I'm so thankful to Charisa Munroe for coming on our program and blessing us. And it's so great to hear what she's doing. Make sure you're with us again. Till next time, I hope you found what you were looking for as you took the time to expand your search and stop for directions. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for joining us today. Connect with us on @expandingyoursearch on Facebook and Instagram and @expandingsearch on Twitter. Relive any of our episodes on YouTube. We're available wherever podcasts are found, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. You can also download the Direction Ministries app on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Take some time today to expand your search